You did the work. You broke the cycles. You reached the version of yourself you once prayed for. So why does it feel unfamiliar? This episode is for the woman who's proud of how far she's come, but quietly wondering, how do I stay here? We're talking about the moment after the breakthrough, when alignment becomes a responsibility, not a reward. In this conversation, we unpack what it really means to operate from your highest self, how to maintain growth without fear of regression, and why arrival doesn't mean relaxing. It means leading yourself differently. This is all about embodiment, discipline, and honoring the version of you that got you here. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Pretty Aligned podcast, the space where we shift perspectives, reframe the way we think, and step into alignment with who we're truly meant to be. I'm your host, Octavia Darling, and every week we'll have real conversations that help you reset your mindset, overcome limiting beliefs, and create a life that feels good from the inside out. So grab your coffee, tea, your journal, or just your open mind and get ready to receive. Let's get into it. First and foremost, let me just give this disclaimer. You all may hear some trucks beeping outside. You may hear some snow plowing. We're currently in the midst of a winter storm, and I can't get away from the outside noise, so I apologize in advance if you do hear that. Also, if you are in the midst of the storm as well, I hope that you are safe and sound inside your home, staying warm and cozy. You all, I absolutely missed chopping it up with y'all. I missed recording. I missed everything about the Pretty Aligned podcast. I hope that you all enjoyed your holidays. I hope that you made a smooth transition into 2026 with grace. For those of you who do believe that it's the new year, Happy New Year to you. And for those of you who do not, Happy January. So, this episode, you all, is all about embodiment. All about embodying that new version of you. If you did not have the opportunity to catch up on season 1 of the Pretty Aligned podcast, I encourage that you do. The last episode of that season was all about getting ready for liftoff, right? You've done the work, you've reframed your mindset, you've overcome the limiting beliefs, you have stepped into this version of yourself that you have been building brick by brick. So now what do you do once you get there, once you've arrived, right? Because no one talks about how silent it gets after you level up. You've done all the work, you've hustled, you've sacrificed, you've done so much. And then once you get there, it is silent. Oh my gosh, now what do I do? Right? The adrenaline, it fades away. And now it's just you and your habits. It's just you operating in the version of yourself, or I should say, embodying the energy that you so delicately created. You expected it to be hype, right? You expected yourself to be on go all the time. You expected to be at a high since you finally arrived, but instead you feel normal. It actually kind of feels like nothing really changed. Like, wait, so you mean I have done so much work? I have said so many prayers. I have really, really dreamt about what my life would be like once I get to this place, or once I do this, once I get this job, once my bank account starts to reflect these numbers, once I start to dress this way, once I start to eat this way, all of these things. But nothing feels different. That's because growth doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes it just feels like you're grounding yourself. And I must say, this is exactly how I have been feeling lately. Earlier this morning, I was thinking back on how long it's actually been since I've been on the grind, since I have really like prioritized my dreams and decided, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. Y'all, it's been about 16 years. Yeah, we're in 2026. It's been 16 years since I first dreamt of this version of myself, since I made the decision that I am going to become her. I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to make this amount of money. I'm going to dress this way. I'm going to travel when I want to travel. I'm going to get paid to do what I love to do. I'm going to have this type of relationship, this type of friendship. Like, it's been 16 years, right? But I'm not as excited as I thought I would be. It's like I've arrived and it's like, oh, so now what? How many of y'all can relate to that? When you really, really want something so bad and you finally get it and it's like the hype has died down. Now, what's next? It's like you're proud, but you're also watching yourself closely. Okay, so I'm here. How do I maintain? How do I become hyper aware of my old patterns that try to resurface so that I don't slip back into that old version of myself? How do I learn to trust that growth is real and is integrated? Let's use a relatable example here. A lot of you all may have just embarked on your fitness journey, right? And you've been going really, really good. You've been doing really, really good. You've been consistent. You've been going daily. You have your morning routine. You have your afternoon. You have your evening routine. You go to the gym. You eat healthy foods. You go to bed at a certain time. But then, one morning, you decide to skip a workout. Next thing you know, your mind immediately jumps to, oh no, I'm falling off again. It's not that you're falling off again, it's that you are now discovering what this version of yourself truly looks like. See, you've already embodied the habits of, okay, I am the person who works out frequently. I am the person who eats healthy. That's fine. And what happens when I do miss a day? Do I beat myself up? Or do I just look at it for what it is? Hey, I just wasn't able to make it today. But this does not change the fact that I am still the highest version of myself. This does not change the fact that I've done the work to reframe my mindset to get here. I am still her. Even on the days that I'm not able to show up 100%, I am still her. Even on the days that I am choosing rest instead, I am still her. Now that you've arrived to this version of yourself, you are now being required to operate at a new level of discipline. The habits that got you here are the same ones that's going to keep you here. So instead of thinking or operating from the headspace of, I'm trying, now you need to shift your mindset to maintaining. Because you no longer need motivation, you need consistency. So maybe you've set a goal too high that's not realistic for you. Maybe going to the gym 5 days a week really does not align with your lifestyle. Although it sounds good, it's just not realistic. Maybe you just need to scale back a little bit, right? And say, hey, I think going to the gym 3 days out of the week and then going walking 2 days out of the week aligns better with me. It feels better for my body. At some point, structure will become self-respect. not restriction. Now that you've arrived, you don't need to reinvent yourself anymore, because becoming her was one thing, but staying her is another. Now that you've arrived, you need to protect your routines, your energy, and your standards. AKA, you need to stand on the business that you've created. Alignment is now your baseline, it is not your goal. But guess what? When you're living in alignment, it can feel very lonely. It can feel like it's no one else that is on the same level as you. And it's just you, your goals, and God. It's personal. When you're living in alignment, you quickly learn how things that no longer matches your energy or no longer belongs in your space, how you have to remove them. And that can be people, places, things. You find out very quickly how you have outgrown those old habits. You have outgrown certain people. You have outgrown certain conversations. And this is when you get tested the most, because you have to decide, do I stay for the sake of, or do I let go so that I can become, so I can embody, so I can walk in my truth? Embodying embodying the highest version of you is not always a walk in the park. It's really not, because this level requires leadership over your time, your thoughts, and your energy. You no longer abandon yourself. You now prioritize yourself. You prioritize your peace of mind. And all of that is maintained through awareness. You also realize you can't wing it anymore. Mainly because you're responsible for who you become. There's no one else that you can put the blame on for why you are not where you want to be in life, or why you are not who you want to be. It is all on you. All right, let's turn up the heat a little and slide into the hot seat coaching segment, where I coach through a situation that needs a serious reframe. Here's the scenario. I've grown so much over the past year. My mindset is better, my habits are stronger, and I finally feel like I'm becoming the woman I've always wanted to be. But lately, I've been feeling anxious instead of excited. I'm scared that if I relax even a little, I'll fall back into the old patterns. I don't know how to move now that I've reached this version of myself. I thought arriving would feel much lighter, but it feels like pressure. How do I enjoy how far I've come without constantly worrying about losing it? Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. Okay, first and foremost, my love, I want you to reframe the fear, okay? Because fear actually shows awareness, not weakness. You're not starting from scratch anymore. You are embodying this version of you. So you don't need to guard this version with anxiety. I like how you said you've been feeling anxious instead of excited. To be honest, our minds do not know the difference between anxiousness and excitement, because the butterflies in our stomach is the same for both of the emotions. So let's just say you're actually more excited than you are anxious. So what you get to do is you get to protect that with structure and self-trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust that you can actually embody this version of yourself that you have been building? When it comes to relaxation, I preach this all the time. Relaxation is not the enemy, you all. Relaxation does not mean that you're not disciplined. Relaxation does not mean that you're falling off. Relaxation simply is another form of productivity. Just like batteries, we need to recharge. You cannot continue to go and expect to show up as 100% every single time. We need to recharge, and yes, that does require rest. See, the version that you are now, this highest version of you knows when to pause and when to move. The old version of you would run yourself dry, would overwork yourself, will always experience burnout because you didn't know how to pace yourself. Oh no, ma'am, that version of you no longer exists. I need you to really reframe your mindset to knowing that rest is productivity and peace of mind is a part of alignment. Also, operate from identity. Ask yourself, what would the aligned version of me choose today? This is something that I've had to learn, you all. I can't dictate how my life will go for eternity. I can only be intentional about now, the present moment, today. So stop monitoring yourself and dictating every single move or decision that you make. Instead, I want you to trust yourself. Because remember, you're not trying to prove anything anymore. You've already arrived. You've done the work. Now you get to exist and maintain. So now I'm going to ask you this question. What habits are you afraid to let go of because you don't trust yourself yet? All right, love, that wraps up today's hot seat coaching. But now it's your turn. What's going on in your world that needs a reframe? Send your scenario to me and I just might coach you on the podcast. The link to the submission form is listed in the show notes. If you're ready to stop questioning yourself, move with clarity instead of confusion, align your mindset with your purpose, and become the best version of yourself, then the Mindset Matters Playbook is just for you. This digital playbook is for the person who knows they're called for more, but feels stuck, unsure, or out of alignment. So make sure you grab your copy today. I also offer one-on-one coaching opportunities to creatives and entrepreneurs who are tired of guessing, overthinking, and doing everything alone. During our coaching session, I will teach you everything about content creation, social media management, monetization, strategy, analytics, and so much more. After our sessions, you will walk away with clarity, confidence, and a plan you can actually execute. All of this information is listed in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, then please leave a positive rating and review. Thank you for hanging out with me today on the Pretty Aligned podcast. I really hope that something in this episode gave you a fresh perspective or a new way to see yourself. Remember, small shifts create big change. If you love today's conversation, share this with a friend who needs it and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next reset. Until then, keep aligning, keep growing, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. See you next week.